Hey, what's up everybody? Today we're going to talk about the rabble that was traveling with the Israelites and talk about the rabble in your own life, so stick around. If this is your first time watching one of these videos, I'm Josiah Douglas. I do biblical inspiration and motivation here on YouTube 5 days a week. If that's the kind of thing that you're into, you can hit subscribe and we can do this every day together. Here in Numbers 11:4, it says, "Now the rabble that was among them had a strong craving, and the people of Israel also wept again and said, 'Oh, that we may have meat to eat.'" I've heard some people say that the rabble that this verse is talking about weren't actually the Israelites. I guess it makes sense because the verse kind of makes a differentiation between the Israelites and the rabble who were complaining. Maybe the rabble were people who joined with the Israelites or came out of Egypt with them even though they weren't Israelites when, they originally left Egypt. Either way, it doesn't matter. The point is that the rabble, they started complaining that they didn't have meat, that all they had to eat was the manna. And that got the Israelites, they started complaining too. What ended up happening was God gave them the meat, but then he sent a plague on them because of all their complaining. I think the Israelites are a lot like you and me. It seems like when the people get around us that are complaining, we start complaining too. It's easy to kind of just go along with what everyone around us is doing. If everyone is happy and excited, we're usually happy and excited. But if people are mopey and complaining and don't like the things that are going on around us, a lot of times we kind of do the same thing. And what that means is that if you're hanging around people who are complaining about the church that you go to, or maybe your leadership, or just being a Christian in general, that it really kind of becomes easy to go along with what they're saying and start to agree with them. And so it's kind of a hard pill to swallow, but maybe it's time that you examine who it is that you're hanging out with. If the people that you're hanging out with are always negative or complaining or downright mean, then maybe you need to find new friends. Because the way that they act, you're probably going to start acting the same way. Even with the best intentions, even if you keep saying, "No, I'm not going to be like that," most of the time, we end up being like the people that we hang out with. We end up being like the rabble that's in our life. If the people that you hang out with are rabble, like the rabble that the Israelites were hanging out with, you're probably going to end up doing bad things. You're going to say bad things about your leaders. You're going to say bad things about your church. You're going to end up doing things that you really shouldn't be doing. And if you weren't hanging out with these people, you probably wouldn't be doing. So take a look at the people that you're hanging out with. Take a look at the people in your life. Whether that's your friends, your family, your mom and dad, maybe even the church family that you go to. If it's always negative, if it's always complaining, if it's always down on the leadership or down on life in general, maybe it's time that you get rid of the rabble and find somebody positive to hang out with. Hey! What are you doing driving over here? I'm recording a video. All right, so I just saw a friend that I haven't seen in like 5 years, and we talked and hung out, and it was great. I don't even know if I finished what I was saying in my video, so hopefully I'm done. Thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, leave a comment below. If you haven't yet, hit subscribe and hit the bell. That way you get notifications every day. See you guys.